Hello there, people of the internet. It is a day. It is Thursday.
Someone's not doing well. She's getting molars. She's
Yeah.
having a tough time.
Yeah. But today is the last time the girls are gonna walk through the house.
She's looking around so confused.
What's up?
Where'd all this stuff go?
Everything's empty. What do you think, Rev? Your room, it's got the old blinds up. It's empty. There's nothing, huh? It's a little weird, isn't it? So yeah, our closing date has been, unfortunately, been pushed back a couple of times now. But, so I've been back to the house a number of times just to do some final cleanup, get the rest of the stuff that was kind of sitting around throughout the house, just little things here and there like toilet paper and towels and some of the stuff that's been in the garage. It's light down.
Stickers. All of us have stickers.
All of you have stickers. Yeah. It's light. When we walked through the house, immediately after it was built, and we were getting ready to move in, and it was totally empty. It's a bit sad. It was our first house that was ours.
No. This is your room, ready?
You gonna miss your room? But what are you gonna get in place of this room? Horses, yeah.
And a creek, and lots of space to play.
Yep. And then of course our backyard is empty. We have to mow quick before we close. Tomatoes are looking awful sad because they have not been tended to for almost 2 weeks. Actually, I think about 2 weeks tomorrow. Are you dancing? Show Mama your dance. She's just dancing back there. Come on, Rennie, let's go. We're all packed up in the car and we're gonna say goodbye. You wanna say goodbye, Ravi? Ravi's definitely having the hardest time, I think.
I miss my house.
You miss what?
I miss the house too.
You miss the house too? I know. And you'll miss it for a little while. But you know, when we moved to this house, you guys really missed the last house. And then eventually, you didn't anymore. I think that you'll quickly realize that the new house is much better because you're gonna be able to play outside so much.
Yeah. Okay, you gotta pull it back and then go. Nope, you gotta go back that way.
Just before dinner time, we're outside playing with the kids. Ariana and Teresa are inside getting dinner ready, but just want to come out and give you a look-see of what the girls are doing to entertain themselves. What you making there, Bear? You're drawing you? That's very good.
My neck and my body.
Oh.
One person can go on one side and the other person goes on this side. And this! There's a green light right here, a red light. So stop right here, and then you can go and turn green, and this is the loop-de-loop.
That's the loop-de-loo?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And there's Ren. She's been walking around pushing the stroller. Had to have her helmet on for that.
Gotta stay safe.
She's worried about safety. Hey guys, it's Saturday morning. The girls are excited because we aren't working today. Tammy and Teresa are going to load up and go over to the storage unit and rearrange the storage unit to make more space. So Grandma's got everybody working on puzzles. We've got We've got all these different puzzles. We've got Darth Maul covered there. Making sure all of these puzzles are together and all the same pieces. And
Dad's having a blast.
I'm not a big puzzle fan, but you know.
Not allowed in church.
What's not allowed in church?
You.
Why? Oh, that's rude.
Lock the door, sissy. Oh, not the lock, silly. Not good. Try to sneak up and get there. Church is over.
You gotta turn. You better turn. You gotta turn the light off at church. You can't just leave church and leave the lights on. Love you. I love you.
Sissy, we're going to play in the water table.
So this vlog is taking a not so great turn. I wish I could say it was gonna stay all happy and exciting, but Satan sure is at work.
But it's 2020.
There you go, that excuse too, 2020. 2020 is an extra special year, let me tell you guys. I'm sure you already know though. 2 days ago, we had to make the decision to put Daisy down. Basically over the last couple months, few months, I don't know. Daisy's always been kind of a difficult dog, and I don't think we've ever really shared that side of Daisy with you guys.
Put it into perspective. Well, go ahead.
No, you can say what were you
You were saying that we've had her for
yeah,
how long?
we've had her for 11 years. I've had her since high school. She was almost 12, I believe. And yeah, her birthday is like March 19th. So she's like 11, she's 11 going on 12. And Daisy, we thought, was a really calm Jack Russell when we got her. And it turned out that she had pneumonia and a mass in her lung. And once that was cleared up, she was the craziest Jack Russell we've ever had. Because we already had a family Jack Russell when I got her. And so we were like, wow, this Jack Russell's so chill. And it just turned out that the poor thing had pneumonia and a mass in her lung. And so she ended up spending like the first 2 months of her life at the vet. Oh, that battery. Battery died, so we had to grab a new one.
Like Ariana said, Daisy's always been a challenged dog. Even early on, when like we first had kids, before we had kids, I don't know. There have been a number of times throughout the years that we've had Daisy that it's been like, okay, it would be best if we could at that time give Daisy to a friend or a family member
that has no
other dogs, and you know, could have been better suited in some of these other homes.
She definitely, like, for sure could have been.
And so there were a few times that we tried that with, again, friends and family. It wasn't just like some stranger off the street.
I would not just take her to a shelter because I knew she would end up getting put down because she required being with someone that was familiar with Jack Russells. And that could work with her because it's not like she was aggressive. She got overly excited about wanting to play with dogs, but she had issues with dominant female dogs. And then she also had excited peeing issues. And didn't like men. And she didn't like men. She just, for some reason, the only men she ever liked was your dad and you. It was very, very odd.
And Crystal's husband.
Yes, and Crystal, my sister's husband. She actually lived with my sister for a year. I had gotten her, and then I got Levi, and my mom didn't want 3 dogs in the house, and so Daisy went and spent a year with my sister. We eventually decided, you know, we kept getting her back after we thought we would find some place that would work. For whatever reason, they just didn't want to keep her, so we always would say, you know, if it's not working out, she goes back to us. So eventually we just decided, you know, we're gonna stop trying to find what we think is a better situation for Daisy and just stick it out with her, and we'll work with, you know, her little quirks and things like that. And that's what we've done. And especially after Levi passed, I kind of was under the impression that like, oh, maybe she doesn't want to be an only dog, because she, I don't know if you guys remember, she was very sad after Levi passed away. She wouldn't even go out in the backyard. She didn't want to go to the bathroom. It wasn't until we got Callie that she finally started going out and going to the bathroom again. So it was kind of after that I kind of just even forgot about like the fact that like it seemed like she'd be better suited for a one dog home. And then the process of trying to find a service dog came for me to train another dog. So obviously that meant bringing an additional dog, and Greyson got cancer, and then his sister was homeless. And so we were like, well, it might be a better option if we see about training her and see how she does. And she had the perfect personality for it. Obviously before, so we thought. I mean, she passed every test when it came to like a service dog personality. So then we ended up with more dogs than probably was ideal for Daisy. And that's kind of like on us as well. However, we still worked with her, and everything, you know, she seemed to be doing fine. But the thing that we didn't really realize until we took her to the vet recently was apparently that she had pretty progressed arthritis in her front legs. And the reason that we never really even thought about it or realized is because she never slowed down. She just kept, she's a Jack Russell. She kept going and kept being hyper. And so there was never any reason for us to think that, you know, it wasn't like she'd jump off the couch and like yelp in pain, or she never did that. But over the last, I would say 2 or 3 months, probably 3 months, she got more short with other dogs. She just was didn't have the patience for it at all. She would spend a lot of time alone. And in particular, the last couple days leading up to deciding to put her down, she started getting, not aggressive, but she would just growl. Like she wasn't biting, she wasn't biting people. But she would growl when my stepdad would walk by, or she would growl when Greyson walked by, which is very, like, Greyson is a dog she has never had an issue with, not at all. And so it's just super odd. But she just kept doing that, and eventually she also bit my parents' dog. For those that might be wondering, like, well, maybe she's just stressed about the change of the move. Like I was saying in the beginning, Daisy's used to, like, if we would, you know, go on vacation, Daisy would stay with my parents, or she'd stay with my sister. So it has nothing to do, yeah, it's not new for her. It's not odd for her to stay with my parents. Like, very much a situation that, like, she would typically be comfortable in. So anyways, when we took her to the vet said that she had pretty progressed arthritis in her front legs. And so it appears that the reason she was continually getting short and quote unquote aggressive with other dogs, and then starting to growl at people, is likely because she's in a lot of pain, but she's also causing that pain to be more than it needs to be because she's a Jack Russell and she won't stop. So it got to a point where, like, okay, well, we have to ask ourselves, how is she going to be moving forward if we can't get her to slow down? She's already growling at people. She's already bit a dog. She's getting now ornery with Greyson, which is just very odd. Kind of had to, like, just say, you know, it's probably in the best interest of Daisy to put her down, because we also don't want her to just be in a bunch of pain, and she's a dog, so she doesn't understand that, hey, if I slow down, this might stop, or it'll at least lessen, and I won't be as irritated with everyone. A dog just doesn't, that's not how they think.
I love that you love Grandma.
Rennie loves Grandma and Grandma only. Oh, you just want my water? I thought you were gonna come ask me to hold you. You just want my water.
I got your water.
You guys are gonna have to get used to multiple interruptions now that we're living with multiple people. That's right, it keeps me from getting overly emotional. It's like right when I start getting a little bit emotional, someone interrupts, so it's like, it takes it away. It's great. 2020 sucks.
But we're getting land.
Yes, there is really exciting stuff happening, but goodness, after all said and done, like we said, we're gonna share the whole story of this entire experience of moving onto the land. It has been, it's a story. It's a, yeah. Just you guys wait. But it has not been without Satan trying his hand at bringing us down. And it's hard, you know, it's human nature to focus on the negative. It's really weird because it's like, you know, when we lost Levi or when we lost Skye, we were still at home, and so we like felt the change. Where here, I like feel sort of guilty that I don't necessarily feel the change in our home dynamic because our dogs aren't with us right now. Because she was with my parents, so it sucks. And I didn't get to be there when they put her down. My mom and Ryan had brought her to the vet. They did FaceTime me, and so I got to be there when they put her down. And I'll show some of the footage of the FaceTime call. I probably won't include like once they actually, like she actually was passing, but just so you guys can see, and like, because I know a lot of you guys have been here for so long, and like I understand if you might like need a little bit of like closure, quote unquote, yourself, because Daisy's been in our videos since the very beginning. Yeah. Just sucks, guys. Losing 2 dogs in 2 months sucks. It's not. 10 out of 10 would not recommend. Ryan, I think, got a lot more emotional than he thought he would.
Yeah. Daisy was a challenged dog. She was really frustrating at times.
Uh-huh.
But it's like one of the things we're kind of laughing about, not like, I don't know, that sounds weird to be laughing about while we're there saying
different
goodbye to her.
coping mechanisms.
Yeah. But it's just like, why am I crying over a dog? That's so frustrating.
Because we love her. She had a lot of frustrating moments, but she was also a really sweet dog and loved to cuddle and sleep with you. Love fetch.
See, now I'm starting to cry, and I have a call in a few minutes for work.
She'd play fetch for like ever until she was like hyperventilating. You'd have to, again, this is the Jack Russell. You'd have to force her to stop playing fetch because she'd be hyperventilating and she'd still be trying to play. We just didn't want Daisy to be an unnecessary pain or annoyance with everything going on around her, and we knew that it was just going to progressively get worse for her.
It just really comes down to that quality of life.
Yeah.
And we didn't see it being very good for her.
Yeah. I'm just going to play that part of that clip, and then at the end I'll show you a picture that Revelyn drew of Daisy going to Rainbow Bridge, which was super sweet.